Well, hello everybody. How are you all doing? It's been a little bit, huh? Well, I guess let's talk about what's been going on in my life. So it's been about, I'd say 3-4 months since my last video. I don't even remember when I last put up a video, to be honest. It's been a long time, and I just kind of fell off with it, and I guess I should tell you guys a little bit what's going on and why I ended up falling off with it and why I'm now deciding to come back like a phoenix from the ashes. You can't keep me down. I'm never gonna die. So basically, just a lot of stuff in my life ended up changing, and I ended up getting really busy, overwhelmed myself with a lot of different things, and just kind of burnt out on YouTube, and I really just overwhelmed myself, and it was not a good time. It ended up just being kind of a burden at the moment and stopped being fun. And in all honesty, I didn't want to keep doing it because it didn't really feel fun anymore, and I ended up cutting myself off of most social medias. I'm not even on any social medias anymore at all. Nothing right now. I'm actually completely off. But at the end of the day, I honestly feel a lot better to get off of social media. And even though YouTube I don't define as social media, was nice to get a little bit of a break for it. But as time went on and I started to get everything narrowed down, like hunkered down, and figured out all the stuff that I was doing and starting to manage it better with stuff like schoolwork and just a lot of other things coming out, and figuring out how to manage all that and figure out all the time for that kind of stuff, I have finally figured out that I've been missing this a lot. I didn't realize it at first, but thinking about it and thinking about making videos, I miss the creative process, and I miss making videos, and I miss putting out stuff for anime and manga. It's a lot of fun, and it was something that I really felt like I should be coming back to. I felt like is a piece of me is gone, like it ripped out of me, and I need to talk about more anime and tell everybody about all the series that I hate, because if I don't, who's gonna do it? But yeah, it's just been a little bit of a process to come back into wanting to make videos again, and I'm excited to get back. I'm really excited. I'm really happy that I get to come back here and make more videos and talk about anime and manga again. So I guess talking about changes for the channel, it's just gonna be not really much. I just kind of want to put out what I want. Again, I'm not going to go down to a consistent schedule just in case something ends up coming up, and I don't want to end up feeling forced or boxed into a schedule. I mean, if this ever ended up becoming a full-time job, which I honestly don't know or think ever will happen, but a guy can dream, can he? But if that happened, then I'd hunker down into more of a consistent schedule and stuff. But until that day of Fantasyland becomes a reality, I'm going to be sticking to doing when I kind of feel like doing videos and just putting out the content that I want to put out, which will be about anime, manga, and Japan. Just that kind of a spectrum, and maybe I want to branch out a little bit and do some more creative stuff within that. Obviously, it's going to all wrap around that spectrum, but I like to do some more interesting and different stuff for the community. I've been kind of out of it for a while, obviously being on social media and not really being on YouTube for any of the stuff. Kind of removed myself from that whole community, the manga community and the anime community. I haven't really watched much besides, the Trash Taste podcast, which hardly talks about any anime and manga at all. So pretty much all I've been doing is just focusing on and reading the series that I really want. I have 4 series that I've been reading right now, and I'll just tell you guys so you guys know what I've been up to and been reading, because I haven't fallen off, and my love for anime and manga hasn't fallen off. And the anime I've been watching is Ranking of the Kings. I'm sure a lot of you guys know about that. I heard it won something for the Anime Awards, so that's awesome. I really love it. It's one of my favorite shows right now. It's really, really good. I love Ranking of the Kings, and I will hopefully make a video of that sometime soon. I want to make a video talking about that. But for the manga series I'm reading The Fox and the Tanuki, which is basically a Tokyo Pop title that's based around Japanese yokai, and it's really not yokai, Japanese spirits. So there's like foxes and like animal spirits and stuff like that. It very much feels like a Disney and Ghibli thing combined, especially because Tokyo Pop's owned by Disney, and it just really has that Ghibli feel to it. It's really cool and really magical. I love that series. I'll get more into that in something of a manga haul video I probably want to do, to just kind of catch everything up and show you guys every single thing I've been reading up to now. I also have been reading Zom 100, one of my favorite zombie series of all time, and one of the best series I'm reading at the moment, in my opinion. Such a good series. Basically, zombie apocalypse happens, and this guy who's a wage slave ends up, instead of like freaking out trying to survive, ends up deciding to make a list that says all the things he wants to do before he dies, and it's really, really cool, and I love it a lot. And the next series that I am reading is Golden Kamuy. Been reading that for a long time, just continuing that. Still a solid series. Really loving Sugimoto and Ashirpa, still looking for that gold, and I'm loving the journey that's going on. It seems like it's getting closer to the end right now. It seems like it might be heading towards that final curve. I don't know exactly if it is, but it kind of feels like it's, you know, in the latter half of its lifespan, and that kind of saddens me, but also makes me really hopeful to see what this is going to end up looking like down the road and how it's going to wrap up, and I'm really excited to see how that all pans out. And last up, a new series I've been reading, not a new series that's been made, but my favorite out of all the series I've been reading at the moment, and that is 20th Century Boys. And 20th Century Boys by Naoki Urasawa. Still never got any better at pronouncing Japanese names, if you guys were wondering. Still suck at that one. But 20th Century Boys is absolutely phenomenal. One of my favorite series that I've ever read. I'm really into it, and I'm really loving it. I'm on volume 3 of the omnibus. It's super good. I'm loving how the story's panning out, loving the art, loving the direction of everything. It's just so good, just absolutely amazing, and I've just been honestly loving it. I've been loving reading it, and I really want to talk about it, so that's definitely going to be something that's coming out at a certain point too. But that's just pretty much what's been up with me. You know, college is going on, so maybe get some graphic design stuff integrated into the channel at some point or something like that, because that is what I'm going for. My degree that I am going for is graphic design, Associates of Science specifically for where I'm going, and my degree specifically. Hopefully, if I want to get into it, I can, you know, actually go to a design school, go for the bachelor's if I feel like it. But right now, I'm just doing an associate's at the moment to just get the basics and like that, you know, base level degree done. But that's kind of everything that's going on in my life. And what have you guys been up to? You know, I'd love to hear something from you guys in the comments if anybody has been, you know, what have you guys been up to? I kind of miss talking to you guys too. It's been really hard, you know, not being able to talk about anime and manga to anybody because no one else really understands it in my friend group. It's kind of the whole reason I started my channel is because nobody else knew about anime and manga or really wanted to talk about it or even cared about it at all. So this is kind of my outlet for that. So what kinds of stuff have you guys been reading or watching? And I'd be really interested to hear from that. And even like what kind of stuff do you want to hear me talk about? If you guys want to hear about me talk about anything, or if you guys care at all, I'm back. I'm just joking. I'm really excited to be back. I am going to be hopefully coming out with some content. My goal is at least once a month. Bare minimum once a month I want to have something come out. Doesn't mean it's going to be absolutely amazing. It's not going to be anything like Abroad in Japan. Maybe one day. That would be pretty dope if I could. But, you know, I just want to put out content, put out stuff that I love, and just have a good time with it. It's been so long, and I've been really missing it. And I'm just excited to get back. And I'm really, really happy that I am making the decision to come back. And I am just hopeful. So, anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for checking this out. If you guys ended up watching all the way to the end of this and, you know, cared about me being gone. It's kind of cool to be cared about a little bit if anybody cared at all. If not, it's okay. It's not that big of a deal. I just really want to talk about anime and manga, even if it's to the wind. I don't really care. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And unlike the last 3 months, I'll see you in another video.